As the earth is carbon bombed by poisons, I keep it safe. I keep it clean. I keep it here inside with Mega64antine.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Hello.
Yo, welcome everybody to
Howdy.
Quarantine Cast. Oh my God.
2.0.
Quarantine Cast 2.0. It's been a while, but
Yeah.
we're
Been a
back.
while.
Missed you guys.
Quarantine Cast, well, it was live every Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about how Quarantine Cast started.
Mm-hmm.
Coronavirus pandemic hit. And
Yes.
now that it's
Woo-hoo.
over, we pretty much don't want to do Quarantine Cast anymore. Just kidding. No, we started coming back into the studio a little bit slowly and getting busy again. You know, if you've been following us, you saw Halloween Fest, Hell Festival, and 6-4 Day, and all the cool streams we've been doing.
Right.
Yep.
So, yeah, we are working more. And so, before, I honestly would just sit at home looking forward to Thursday at 4 so we could go live and I could do something.
This show has kind of started to fill the gap when quarantine first hit because we wanted to stay in the studio. We wanted to stay connected with everybody out there, and we wanted to just stay active.
Sure.
But then we became actually active again, and this show kind of went by the wayside.
Right.
But that being said, this shit ain't over.
You got plans.
Not even
It's never
close.
over.
Quarantine is not over for all of us.
I think it's worse than ever, actually.
Coronavirus is
100%.
still raging on. I have always felt that it was important to continue Quarantine Cast. But we don't really have time to do it. So we've come up with a solution. We will continue Quarantine Cast, but it won't be live.
Okay.
Nope.
That
No.
seems like a good compromise.
We're going to
seems-
record it from now on, and you're going to get two main hosts. These guys right here,
Yo.
Johnny and Derek.
I'm like the Andy Richter to your Conan. The
That's
Cheech to
exactly.
your Chong, the Chong to your Cheech,
You're more like the
the Robin to your
Smothers
You're
Brothers.
more like the Dopey to my Doc.
Batman.
The Robin to his Howard.
Oh,
That's what I was
like
thinking.
Robin. That's
that,
cool.
That seems you'd be like Robin
You're
Quivers.
more like the Jason Todd to my Bruce Wayne.
Cool. I'm gonna die.
Yeah. No Nightwing for you.
You're more like the you're Blue Ranger. I'm Green, Red, and White Ranger.
No, can we not
That's
talk about?
why I have the helmet out here to
Oh,
represent
okay.
the powers.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
Um,
main guy is the one who's seems to be missing today.
Who, Eric? Yeah, I know. He went to Rooster Teeth.
You're bringing
Yeah.
up? Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
gotcha.
He's doing
He's
great.
doing things.
He's hitting mainstream success. I'm
He
proud of
is.
him.
He's doing it.
Hey, it's
Yes.
Quarantine Cast.
Yes.
Rocco's busy. He's whipping up some videos that you'll see later. You
Yes,
stuck with
yes.
us. But what I was just gonna say, Rocco is missing. He's whipping up some videos, and you're stuck with us.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Johnny and I will be
Yes.
hosting this podcast as it goes forward.
Yeah.
And we will have special guests joining us today. We have Sean and Garrett. And let's do a special catch-up episode of Quarantine Cast. How has
Sure.
it been since we last did a Quarantine Cast? It's been like 3 months.
It's been a
And
long time.
lot
Has it
has
really been that
happened.
long?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Wow.
A lot has happened, and I think just in the world, but also, personally, I think all of us have experienced new and different things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'll start. Quarantine's still going on, and honestly, here's where I sit with it. When all of this started, way back in February, they said, yo, this is serious. 70 million people could potentially catch this disease.
It's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. And they said 2/3 of all America could potentially catch this disease.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, yeah, well, it ain't going to be me. I'm going to be the 1/3 that doesn't catch it.
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good.
Hell yeah.
I stuck with it. I made a promise to myself. I'm going to be whoever gets it. It ain't going to be me. No matter what happens, I'm not going to catch it. Maybe I'll eat those words. I don't know.
I hope you don't, because
I hope
if
I
you
don't.
get it, then I'm concerned for me.
But
So,
with that being said, I am determined not to catch coronavirus no matter what, which means I have the fortitude to keep on sheltering
Mhm.
indefinitely for as long as it takes.
yeah,
And I know there's people out there who think I'm crazy for saying that, for thinking that. And I agree with you. I feel crazy sometimes. I feel crazy sometimes. And honestly, I always have to juggle, like, I don't want to catch coronavirus. I still want to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to go do shit with my life. I want to enjoy my life. And I'm constantly having to make these calculations like, is this fair? Is this cool? Is this, I'm always having to adjust the line and reevaluate where the line is and stay within it.
Yeah, every day is another compromise you have to make with yourself. Even if going to the grocery store, it's like, do I want to go today?
I've put it off. There was like a couple weeks where it was like, ooh, I've put this off for so long.
And
I'm running out of food again.
Yeah, I do.
Sure.
I play it.
Yeah,
I feel like we figured out grocery stores.
I kind of feel like,
feel
we've done it so
safe there.
often now.
We figured that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I do find myself in situations that go, ooh, I don't feel comfortable here.
Really? Like what?
Like I went to Starbucks the other day, and Jenny does this thing where she puts it in the app. You just go and pick it up. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So I went to go do that, and I walked in, but this time it was like fucking packed.
Oh, you walked into Starbucks. That's
yeah.
your first
See,
mistake.
that's the thing is, but like usually I walk in, my coffee's already there, I grab it, and I leave. Done deal. Easy. But this time it was just full, and so I'm just in the corner, just like, and I'm wearing my mask. Everyone has their mask on, and that's the thing. Thank God we live in California, where the masks aren't even really like. I have not really seen that much of like people just wear them now. Is this what you do?
I've
here?
seen like mild issues. Like I know those gaiters don't do much and bandanas don't do much. And I see a lot of those and like noses out.
I've seen all kinds of
I've
stupid shit.
I've seen the noses out, and I hate the plastic face shield. And nothing
I've
else.
seen, just on this issue, I've just seen people being straight up dumbasses. How fucking stupid do you have to be to not know how to operate a fucking mask?
I know,
There's two loops. You hang them over these things.
And
they're called fucking ears. They hang off the side of your head. You put your mask on it and it holds the shit over your face. I went to the store and saw this college girl, maybe like 17 or 18, and her mask was like hanging down around her chin and it was all loose. And
That
she
drives
was
me insane.
holding like a 12-pack of beers.
Oh my God.
With a loose ass mask dangling around her chin, trying to check out.
They're
And
always buying beers.
They're always buying beers because
Always.
their fucking brain cells are rotted away from all alcohol.
They are brain cells.
I'm being so judgy. There's nothing wrong with drinking beers. And,
These college
some people like
kids,
to get their
man.
drink on. And I was there with my girlfriend Joy, and she's like, "Well, maybe the mask was loose. I forgive her. The mask was loose." And I was like, "I don't buy the fucking
me
mask was
either.
loose. Fix that shit before you pick up the beers."
And not only that, but when it first started, fine. But now you've had almost 9 months to figure this shit out. And if you can't figure it out, then I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Well, you're dumb.
You're dumb because you have had so much time to figure this stuff out.
Yeah, I actually feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
I think there's a huge issue with like staff at stores because they're not getting paid enough to be like, oh, you're wearing the mask wrong.
I
'Cause,
know.
I've definitely seen a ton of people just like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Their shirt up.
Now-
I see that move when someone forgets their
Yeah.
mask. Construction dude who forgot his mask and has to run into 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
They pull this move.
Now, I've seen a lot of places now, they completely change the entrance of the store, like permanently, I think, where it's like, there are pillars now and gates, and you have to be let through to go in. But it's like, this is not a temporary situation. This is there. It's like in the ground. And there's a person there like monitoring like mask. Over your nose, sir, mask.
store?
That's good.
Yeah, at the store.
I love that.
Oh, I haven't
This is at
seen-
Walmart.
I went to.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I
Yeah.
went to C's Candy a few weeks ago. Had to pick up some candy.
Gotta get the essentials.
Gotta get it.
C's. There it was. Send me my check. And they did that. They changed their policy. Now C's Candy has like 2 doors to get in. It's a tiny shop, but 1 door's for entering and 1 door's for coming out. And they can only have 2 people into the store at a time. And so they set up a line outside the doors for you to wait.
Beautiful.
Straightforward enough.
Yep, easy peasy.
What I just described, you were probably picturing exactly how it works. Interesting enough, if you were over the age of 60, you did not comprehend what I just said.
And the
I don't know
average
how
cheese
that,
shopper-
it's a weird thing that happens. Because I was waiting in line and saw about 3 or 4 different instances of old people raging that they couldn't rush into C's Candy and get their chocolate. I'm standing there. Clearly, I'm standing there waiting. Arms folded, like waiting in line pose. Guy comes up, tries to open the door, walks in. Hey, get the fuck out. You hear from inside. The guy backs out. What? What do you mean? Looks at me. Are you in line?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, where's it even start? You're there. Do I go behind you? Do I, and they're just there, like kind of like mad scientists, like, oh, the stars have lined up, but what does the moonshine mean? So yeah, the new system.
Yeah. Anyways, so back to so basically I was in the Starbucks. I was really uncomfortable. I was in the corner, so I couldn't leave, and more people started coming in. And I was like, oh, this fucking sucks. This sucks. And my last quick story was this is so stupid, but I didn't want to decorate for Halloween because Halloween just happened. And it's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not trick-or-treating. I'm not doing anything. Mm-hmm. But my daughter Sawyer was like, can we please get the spider webs and put it on the house? And I'm like, okay, fine. But nowhere had them anymore. So I went to Spirit, which was like, going to a Spirit Halloween thing is a nightmare. This was in a parking lot, so it was in this big tent canopy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and like the way that they organize it, it's like, oh, Spirit doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
about
you know
this.
what? I never realized until this year that Spirit was a conservative red Republican company.
Oh, is it?
Well, they must be.
Oh.
Because they're just acting as if Halloween is going on.
Right.
No problem.
Well, they have to, though. Like, that's their whole business.
That's their business model.
Yeah, and the only people shopping there are people who also are of that mindset.
Right.
And so I feel like maybe it wasn't before this year, but it has become a politicized business because if you think the pandemic is bullshit and you hate the fact that Halloween was canceled, you're right there in Spirit shopping with no safety precautions.
So you have me here, just like with my one little bag of spider webs, but to get to the cashier, it's like they zigzag the lines like you would at like Disneyland, like, back to back to back. It's like, this is not protocol at all. I just want to walk to the register and get this fucking thing go.
I have...
those are all Craigslist hires as well.
Yeah.
The seasonal Craigslist hire, so they're not really on top of like
they had like a little piece of plexiglass
protocol.
like this big in front of the cashier, but like that wasn't shit, and like that place was fucking packed with people. Like one guy in front of me, I think spent $500 on Halloween decorations.
Holy
and it's like, who's going to your house for this today?
It's drive by.
That's interesting because I have some conservative family members.
Yeah.
And they went fucking hog wild at Spirit too this year.
Weird.
They dropped they bought multiple costumes for like everybody in the family. Like everybody in the family got 2 or 3 costumes from Spirit.
Huh.
Well, I know a lot of people are just so cooped up. They're doing Halloween stuff within
which is
safe
what we did. Like I
practice.
dressed
They're
up.
doing stuff
I
in
in my
the
house.
I only bring up the fact that their political alignment, because on Halloween they were like posting publicly and having conversations of like, so why are we not doing Halloween this year? Somebody give me one good reason.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was stumped.
I can give you 19 of them.
I couldn't. So I went trick-or-treating. So yeah, it's been interesting. Anyway, quarantine cast.
Yeah.
Wait, real quick. I saw this video online of this like conservative family, and they're dressed up, and they're like, we're Christians, so we don't believe in Halloween, but we still like to dress up and have fun. That's Halloween, bro. We're dressing up and having fun. Like,
it's funny. I went into a Hobby Lobby recently.
Oh yeah,
just to check it out.
Yeah.
Just because all the haunted houses were closed and I needed something to scare me. So I went into Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
it's like a hell house. Yeah.
Yeah, you would think. It's actually a heaven house.
I've been there, yeah.
Because I had heard this. They don't celebrate or sell any Halloween stuff in Hobby Lobby. It's a Christian store.
Let Michaels do that.
What?
Let Michaels and Joanne handle that.
Yeah, Michaels is filled with all the satanic stuff. But they have all the Christmas stuff like out full blast.
Yeah.
Like you can buy Santa Claus stuff, which is kind of hilarious if you want to really change up your Halloween decorations this year.
That would be good. That would be good.
So what else has happened in quarantine cast? How are you guys dealing with everything? I'm talking about how I'm trying to stay safe, but it's hard because I want to enjoy my life. What struggles are you guys dealing with?
I have, at this point, like when last time we did it, COVID was still like a faraway thing. I didn't know, I knew like a friend of a friend who got it, or, like a friend that like, and more of an acquaintance that I know got it, but I didn't know like people, and that has changed. I know several like close people, very close to me, who have gotten it. Not, I haven't been around them, but it scares me because the person that I am really close with that got it, she follows the same safety protocols that I follow, and like I feel like I am like super uptight and like I don't do shit. I am very scared of this. But like I do go to the store or I do get gas or whatever, and like she doesn't know where she got it, and that just sucks.
Wow,
Like
no idea.
no idea. Like she just got it, and it's like, well, what the fuck? Like what are you supposed to do? Like, but she was like, I don't know, was I getting gas? And I touched something and didn't realize, wash my hands good enough. Like I don't know how I got this, and it's like, oh fuck, man.
Sometimes you just breathe it in. Like that's what.
Yeah,
the
but she always has her. I don't know, man.
Well, the mask isn't a guarantee.
Yeah.
I always say, if anybody out there has played Fallout, you know how these statistics work. Sometimes you'll lock in on somebody's head and it'll be like 98% chance of getting a shot, and you shoot the gun and it misses because a percentage is not guaranteed.
I know.
And every single time you go out, you're rolling the dice. And it's crazy that somebody who is really, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're obviously not revealing
Sure.
your relationship, but somebody who is so strict and so adamant about being safe
Yeah.
can still get it.
Yeah.
That's just a
Right.
testament to like, well, yeah, it's just a chance thing.
And the person, they were embarrassed that they got it. They're like, I don't, I feel embarrassed.
Oh
that I
yeah,
got
well,
this.
because they're dirty, obviously.
right, but
disgusting.
But it's
person.
like I get it, but it's like, but you didn't, you
How are they
didn't even-
doing? Are they feeling better?
Yeah, the only symptom was she couldn't smell. That's the only thing that happened. Thank God, and which is super lucky.
So mild
Wow.
case, but positive test.
super lucky.
This is why we're sabotaging the Trump presidency over a temporary loss of smell. Wow.
Someone at one of my other jobs was confirmed to have it too. So that's something to change for me. So it's getting closer because I've definitely heard of stories we talked about on past quarantine casts, but there's people now closer and closer to me where it's like, oh, I've like shared a facility with this person.
Right. Well, that was the thing. I had someone. I had a close contact with someone who got it. Not the person I was talking about, or like someone else. And I quarantined myself up. It's like, well, I don't know. Like
you went and got tested since we've talked about.
What's that?
You've had a COVID test since we talked about this on the quarantine cast.
And so, everything was fine, but still, like, I followed the procedure of like, well, I don't know. I guess I gotta get tested and just not leave my house. So like, my dad came over and like left groceries in my driveway so I could get food. Like, it was like, it sucked. Like, and like, I don't know, man. Like, I am losing my mind over this. I just want it to be over so bad.
So some people are already relaxing, they're like, yeah, fuck it. The flu comes around every year. How often do you get the flu? Like once every 10 years. So you have like a 1 in 10 chance of even getting sick. And then if you get COVID, the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to lose your sense of smell. Clearly demonstrated.
Yeah.
Case example. It's bullshit. And so they are like getting real relaxed about it, you know?
Yeah.
And that actually makes me feel guilty because I don't like this about myself, but I find myself against my will secretly judging those people.
Yeah.
You know?
That's human nature.
And it's just like, oh, you're my friend, and I don't want to think of you as like an unclean or tainted person, but I can't help but just every time I see you, I'm just calculating all these things you've said about how you're reckless and you're not giving a shit and you're having fun, and I'm like, yeah, you're just. I actually feel guilty. Legit. I mean, I'm trying to make it funny as I convey
you
this
keep your
point.
mask up when you talk around, to
Yeah,
that
but
person.
like you also like keep stepping back.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna talk to you. It's like, oh, I don't want to see your phone.
Definitely.
Well, no, keeping the mask up is one thing, but if I think you have been exposed to COVID, I'm not going to keep my mask up and talk to you. I'm getting you the fuck out of my life.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be around you. So there's this definite like, even if like that, even if I don't know people are going out, but I suspect they might be, I start to have those judgmental feelings. It makes me feel guilty, like about my parents and stuff, They're like, we're so bored. And I'm like, what does that mean? Is that code? What does bored mean?
I don't know if this is like historically dense of me, but this almost sounds like the Red Scare when everyone thought everyone was a communist, like sending their neighbors and shit, like calling their neighbors to the FBI. Like, I think this guy's
The thing is, you know what? We're lucky because it is extremely similar, but you can't report somebody. It's not illegal to have COVID. Unfortunately, maybe it fucking should be. You get sent to jail, COVID jail, if you have it.
Call the doctor. I just wish that if everyone cared the amount that we care, this would have been over and done with. But
Yes.
it didn't happen. People didn't care, and they still don't. And now that it's been going on for so long, it's just become like, well, this is what it is, I guess. And like they've given up all the way. And like I have family or whatever in other states, and they're posting shit like they're at a water slide park, or like they're just like doing shit
fuck?
where it's like,
Texas
how
wild,
is this
bro.
even fucking happening?
I think that, for better or worse, honestly, it's an American thing. I think a lot of people feel like I would rather die than be told what to do. Sure. And I've heard people make the argument of like, we're all going to die sometime.
Oh my
And
god!
it's like, yeah, maybe 60 years from now.
Yeah, right. Like I don't plan on dying anytime soon.
Yeah. So
No, I'm not planning on even losing my sense of taste
Right? And
or
that's-
smell.
Yeah, fuck that.
or a fucking cent. You think I'm giving 1 penny to these doctors?
You think I'm paying for a test?
No.
Bullshit.
Doubt it.
I want to ask you guys a question real quick.
Okay.
The Oxford vaccine said there's a small chance they might have it ready by December.
you serious?
Would you take like let's say it
Okay.
I know that's like a far cry, but
Sure.
if it does come out in December, do you take it?
Fuck no.
No.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Fuck
Oh,
no.
You let the
Yeah.
old people take it.
No.
Yeah. Sean, you ever looked up any history of vaccines being rolled out ever?
Yes.
A lot of people die.
Well,
Really?
you gotta have some time. No. I think I don't know if they're willing. I feel like if they've done the trial, I'm not the trial. They've done that. Like they've gone through the testing,
Yeah.
and they're saying it's ready. Then okay, I believe you. Like that's where I'm at. Where it's like, yeah, the people who are putting their lives on the line, they've done their job. Thank you for your service. And now
I
it's-
believe them as far as I can throw them.
No.
At this point in America, you can't believe.
well, Oxford's not in America, so that's to
at
me
this,
that helps.
All right, let me say, at this point in our society and the society we live in, I will let reality reveal what works and what doesn't. Let everybody else test it, and then if they all survive, I'll take my dose.
Now, there was, I forget what the thing was. Let's say SARS, even though it's not, but let's say it was.
Okay.
That they had a vaccine for that, but people, same thing, didn't want to take it. So they forced all of the military to take it
Yes.
to prove that it's fine. And then when it was fine, then, the citizens were like, okay, we'll take it. So they may have to do something like that with this.
That's
you
fucked
know,
up.
Where it's like, okay, well, these 100,000 people took it and they're all good, so let's go. I don't know.
I was thinking about this the other day. Like the FDA, they keep saying like, "Oh, we're gonna be like super extreme on like when we pass this." But I was really thinking about it. Like the FDA like lets people drink aspartame, which like
Yeah.
kills people. Like they don't care.
Let
Like,
me say, not to be like doom and gloom, but legitimately something to think of. The first vaccine for COVID is going to be the most lucrative vaccine ever made in
Yeah.
the history of mankind.
That is true. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to trust it. No, there is too much financial motivation, not motivation like,
political.
oh, I want to help people and just cure COVID. I think that's outweighed by the amount of money to be made. I think everybody making a vaccine is highly motivated by the finances.
I think there's definitely, yeah.
It's a race to be
you're
the
a hero.
first.
You're a hero. I think like you go down in the history books if you saved everything
That's
and
what
you
Bill
make a
Gates-
shitload of money.
That's what Bill Gates wants to do. He wants to be a hero.
I
Yeah.
want the first vaccine that actually works.
Well, yeah.
Not the first vaccine that's released.
Now, what does it take for you to take the vaccine? Like, what has to happen before you are, there at the doctor?
Well, first of all, I'll be real. I'm going to be the last person to get a vaccine. All of us will, because
Yeah.
we are just middle-aged men
Yeah,
who are
old
unaffected
people
by the
first.
virus. So it's going to be, any vaccine will be administered to like healthcare professionals first.
course, old
and-
people.
And then high-risk patients,
Mm-hmm.
people who already have it, people who are at risk to get it. And then, just healthy dudes like us will be last. So if it's going through all of those groups of people and it is working
Then
with,
clearly, yeah.
I even heard Fauci saying a few months ago, any vaccine is not going to have a 90% success rate or a 100% success rate. He would be happy if it did.
Yeah.
He would also be very happy with a 60 or 70% success rate.
Oh, wow.
But
So you're meaning like you get the vaccine and then get COVID later?
yeah, it might not work in everybody. It might not. It might not
the
be
virus
fully
might
protected.
mutate. too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
so
the cold or flu, it
Just,
could be different.
just because a vaccine comes out doesn't even guarantee that it works, doesn't guarantee that it works for you. It's just another layer of protection. It's just time. Time is what it takes for me. Time and consistency and consensus.
I started thinking like I probably can't like give my dad a hug again until like July. That's my thought now, where it's like you probably can't like the world. We'll get our vaccines and stuff like that, and I think that will be around the time where things go back to like I'm gonna say normal, but I don't think it's ever gonna go back.
July, this coming July?
Yeah, July 2021.
You think so?
I think so. I've heard people say later than that, like October of 2021, but
Interesting.
I'm hoping that it's
Wait,
like,
you're saying that's when you'll give your dad a hug, or that's when the world will go back to normal?
me saying that is basically saying like we can start having like family dinners again and shit like that. You know, like yeah, like you know, if there's a holiday, we can celebrate together as a family.
You know,
or-
here's something I was thinking of. Will you even be comfortable once this is all over? Like,
Yeah. We're gonna all.
are
be
we gonna
messed
do
up after
Comic
this.
Con? Like, what happens at Comic Con?
Right.
Is Comic Con happening again?
well, that's a really interesting question because I feel like I will probably wear a mask. Honestly, like
yeah.
in this mindset,
Yeah.
like you will see a lot of people wearing masks at Comic Con.
Like, here, let me paint a scenario, and you say if you attend this or not.
Okay,
It's
and this is assuming that the vaccine is out, right?
here's the scenario.
Okay.
It's 2 years from now.
Okay.
A vaccine is out. A vaccine has been out for maybe 6 months. You haven't got the vaccine. Healthcare workers have got the vaccine is available, but generally people don't have it. Some people have gotten it, but it's not out there. But they reopen Comic-Con because they say, hey, the vaccine's available. If you get sick, you can go get the vaccine. But the vaccine's not 100% effective. It's maybe 60% effective.
Yeah.
Which is a good vaccine. 60% is a good vaccine. That's the scenario. The vaccine's available. Not everybody has it. It's not 100% effective. Comic-Con's back on.
Nah.
I think you're gonna get like no guests at Comic Con.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I don't think, and like I'm just thinking like Comic Con is like a huge example, but like a little concert at like the House of Blues
Yeah.
or something like that. Like I just don't know when that shit is happening again. I also was thinking like my kids have become so used to this.
Yeah.
Like at this
yeah.
point, you know, Lennon she turned 6 recently, and like this has been going on for like I'm going to say a tenth of her life. She's been doing this. Like she knows this. And so like, she's the one who always like gets in the car and like hand sanitizer. And like, she gets home and she washes her hands. She puts her mask on. Like, cause she's just like, so she's just ingrained with this. I think like
crazy.
the whole generation of kids right now are just going to be so clean just going forward. They're always going to be so like washing their hands and conscious of like what they've touched. I just think that's like, that is going to change with this next generation personally.
No.
No, come on. No, you
Once
think
they
so?
get of dating age, it's all out the window.
Yeah.
Because there's people out there, single people out there who are just fucking, the rails are off and they're on Tinder, they're going
yeah,
to
that's true.
bars.
I want to say another thing. It's been a while since we've been on. You may have heard about this. Very famous person got COVID-19.
Which one?
Who?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say
Tom Hanks?
maybe the most important person in the world.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chris
that?
Christie.
And okay, you guys are cracking all your little fucking jokes over there. Okay. But you guys the whole time were saying, I hope he dies.
What?
I hope he dies. I hope
I
he
never
rots
said
in
that.
hell.
About-
I hope the COVID
About-
rots his fucking face off and he rots in hell. And I go, what did Tom Hanks ever do to you?
I would never say that about my friend Tom.
What did Tom Hanks ever do to you?
No, he's
It was
he's a
Tom.
talent. He's America's treasure. I would never say that about Tom Hanks. No, I did not say that about Tom or his wife Rita.
Donald Trump got I almost said Donald Trump got cocaine,
I mean,
which is true.
In the 90s.
How come nobody ever talks about the big coke habit our president has? Anyways, Donald Trump got COVID
Right.
and hit a home run, knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Dunked on it.
Like 3 days he was
yeah,
over it.
He's so jacked.
Which is
That he
fucking
just-
like,
Punched it.
I get that he's the president, but could we get that treatment out? Could we
Well,
get that
that's
out?
the thing. He got this cocktail.
That's
this
an expensive
antibodies.
I
cocktail.
like cocktails. Yeah.
Antibody
It worked.
cocktail that I think he was the first person to get it that early in the diagnosis. Usually you have to be in like the ICU, like on death's door, and they're like, well, we'll try
Give
it.
the cocktail.
But he was like, yo, hit me up. And he got it, and then like it worked.
But I feel like since
fine.
then, they just stopped announcing celebrities getting COVID. Like once Trump got it, they're like, well,
You can't go bigger.
nothing's going to top this.
That is a good point.
So who's got it now? I don't know. The media is not reporting this.
Well, I mean, here's another thing is since this has last been started, is football started.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And you guys probably don't follow football. I used to really follow football. Then the Chargers left, and I kind of don't anymore. But I have been monitoring that situation because that game, you're like in people's faces, like breathing or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And it is like, I'm like, are they, with baseball, when a player would test positive, they would like quarantine the whole team off. They would miss like, 7 games, test everyone again. It was a whole fucking thing. Football is like, okay, that player's out. And they just like put him in a hotel and the players keep playing. Like it doesn't seem to affect the games whatsoever. They just don't give a fuck. So
I mean, they don't give a fuck in general. Like most of their players get concussed.
yeah, like I play
they're fucked up
fantasy
for
football,
life.
which is lame. I'll say it here; it's stupid, but I play that. And when your player has COVID, it just has little things like COVID-19, and then you can just like they're on the bench for you, and then you just get a new player. It's just like
Are a lot testing positive
yeah, oh yeah,
because they're in each other's faces?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, and
in
like, not only
basketball,
that, but like a baseball team, like there are 9 players on the field, all spread out.
yeah.
Like I mean, they're in the dugout, and there's probably like 30 people there total. So whatever. But like playing the game. But on football, it's like there's like 75, 80 people on the sidelines in each other's faces at all times.
Yikes.
So it's just like a whole different structure, and that like they don't. It's like they're making money, so they don't give a fuck about people getting COVID or not. It's crazy.
Yeah.
here in San Diego, we're about to go back into lockdown. Apparently, that's what they're saying on the news.
Yeah.
We are like going into purple tier, or
I think-
already
Because we're on
purple
third
tier.
wave.
We are on third wave.
We're
I
on third
think
wave.
We're about to go. There was a rumor that's going to go to red, which was like back to the beginning stages of like,
I
don't leave your
would-
house.
Huh.
Sorry to say it, I would be so stoked if that happened.
Really?
I loved the lockdown. I loved it. And I
mean-
know it like fucked up a bunch of people's lives, but I was good.
Yeah.
I
same.
like, it really, I am so lucky and I don't take it for granted. I have a weird job. What I
Right.
do here, this shit ain't normal.
Right.
I was scared when coronavirus struck because I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to keep working, if I was going to be able to keep making money and
Right.
paying rent. But I was able to do it. And what I realized was I did a lot of work from home and I loved working from home. And I felt like kind of the focus when coronavirus first hit, the focus shifted from die for your job and do everything for your job to, hey, just make sure you got what you need
Right.
and stay at home and take care of yourself. And I feel like it was a reconnection with like self-care.
Yeah.
And I really loved it. Like I loved those few weeks when we were like stuck in the house.
Yeah.
I thrived. Now, a lot of other people didn't thrive, went insane.
Yeah.
Maybe
Couples
so I'm
broke
probably
up.
in the minority.
Divorces.
I went fucking insane.
Did
Some
you?
people went insane. Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
You did.
And you're an introvert, aren't you?
Yeah, I loved it for a while, but then it became like, doing work right next to my bed, or like doing work like editing from my bed, and then I just felt like I couldn't escape. I couldn't go anywhere.
Right.
Oh, because you have roommates you're trying to avoid because
Yeah.
they're not sheltering in
Well, when
place.
that first happened, all my roommates were good. They wouldn't leave the house either. So then it started becoming like, tense with them because like they would start being like, "All right, leave me alone."
Right.
Because I was just like desperate for any type of attention.
Sure.
I loved when we'd all call in. That was like a good time to like let it all out. But I was really happy when we started coming back here.
Yeah, I didn't mind doing the calls either. So, if
I
it
didn't
goes,
mind it at all. Yeah.
I didn't like podcasting that way. I didn't like when
Yeah,
we
it was hard.
broadcast that way and not being all in the room like we are now, even
Yeah.
though we're using green screen to stay socially distant.
Yeah.
It makes the conversation flow so much more real without the delay. Of,
Well, that's yeah. You're gonna get that for sure. I honestly look back on it, and I'm still proud of what we were able to accomplish. And
Oh, yeah.
no warning. Like it was just like, hey, we got to do this now, and like we figured out a way to make it work. And I think if you go back and watch those shows, I think there's like a charm to them.
Yeah.
It's like
Like When I was staying at my girlfriend's house and dressing up like Johnny Hollywood. That was,
Right,
Yeah,
that was
good.
great.
That was a good-
There's good stuff there. So
That house, you had a pool there. That was
Yeah.
nice.
I think that if we go back down to like lockdown, like I'll be more ready for it this time. I have you
Let
guys
me
noticed-
ask you: have you stocked up on toilet paper?
That is what I was going to bring up to you.
I have.
I couldn't get any.
I know,
Derek,
'Cause I
went to
stocked up,
3
buddy.
stores, and it's like now so during the whole lockdown shit, if you flushed our toilet, the bath would start filling up with water, which is
God.
a fucking problem.
Yeah.
And so
Gray
basically,
water. Ugh.
yeah. So basically, our landlord was like, "Do you use Charmin?" It's like, "Let me check." Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, that doesn't like dissolve in the water, and like these pipes in this old house can't handle that. So you have to use like the Kirkland Brown brand. It's like thinner, and that will decompose in the water, and you can flush that down." So like they had to have a guy come up on my roof to like blast some pipe with hose.
Jesus Christ!
It was a whole thing. He didn't go in my house, which is fine.
Is Charmin the company that has the bear
Yep,
family?
that's
Yeah.
the Bears.
Can I tell you how much I despise
I'm with you.
those
Yeah,
fucking
Charmin clean.
bears?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Those shitty bears.
Those bears made me realize whoever Charmin is marketing to has a fucked up ass. Your ass, you need to get a doctor to look at
First
your
of
ass.
all,
First of all, hold on, let me handle this. Your whole family is represented by wild bears that can't stop shitting themselves. That's who Charmin views you as. You're like this family of 6 foot tall beasts that like eat fucking whatever you can find, just probably then walk around, just shit uncontrollably.
Yeah.
And then they're just always talking about how comfortable it is on their ass. And I'm just like, who sits around just like, oh, this toilet paper is fucking my ass up. This ain't Charmin. This is ripping my wild beast bear ass apart. Give me some goddamn Charmin in here. And it all started setting in like, I don't want to be a part of the Charmin clan.
I mean, if you have hemorrhoids, you're probably a Charmin person.
Oh,
I
why
don't
do you
know,
say
dude.
that?
because it's softer, right? They said
It
extra
puts
soft.
lint all over your sphincter. It puts lint all over the fucking bathroom. It's too fuzzy and it's got shit flying off of it. I get why they used bears. You know why they used bears? It's clever.
Why?
It was the old saying, does a bear shit in the woods?
Oh.
It's the whole brand and their character and mascot is based off of like that.
Bears
old,
do lots of things.
Yeah, they definitely
They do.
shit.
They
and they don't
definitely
use
do.
toilet paper.
No.
So, anyways, I went to Costco to get toilet paper again, and they didn't have any. It's like zero. And paper towels. I'm like, oh, okay, weird. So I went to a different Costco, and then they had not the Kirkland brand, but this other like little thing, and it said 1 per customer, and it was like 12 little rolls. And like at Costco, everything is bulk. I'm like, this is 12 rolls. That's not fucking bulk. Like, what the? Are we back to like the beginning again? Where like I can't get this stuff, and so now I'm like, oh, I wasn't prepared for that. Like I was, oh my God.
I was laying in bed last week, probably 11 o'clock at night, and somebody tweeted out like, is this happening again? And it was a picture of empty shelves of toilet paper. I immediately put my pants on, got in my car, drove down to the store, and bought all the toilet paper I could find.
Oh my God, you did.
And
You're the
the
person.
shelves were filled, so I was like, oh, overreaction. But glad
No.
to hear
No, dude.
I was ahead of the
No,
curve.
man, I'm telling you, like, I got that, and it was 1 per customer. Again, I got the 12 rolls, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, it sucks because I have like probably 7 other rolls, but they're all Charmin, and like, well, I don't want the bath situation again, so I can't use these. So now I'm like, who can I trade with? Who's got the Costco? I'll trade you some Charmin for some Costco.
I want to pitch a Netflix show that Charmin is going to produce.
Okay.
And it's a family of mild-mannered, regular people. But when they shit, they turn into the Charmin bears.
Werebears.
Yeah, it's like that family, that Charmin bear family from the commercials. Who are they as real people? Who are the little girl and little boy that shit like bears?
Yeah.
They
So
transform.
It's like Animorphs.
They're like at school and they're like, "Oh, my stomach's starting to hurt." Oh,
Yeah,
no.
but also like when bad stuff happens and you need a bear to protect you, they can eat like a bunch
Yeah.
of laxatives and like like shit and
I'm ready.
attack. Oh, it'd be so good.
Yeah.
Do you think were there other COVID-related problems in the U.S. because this change shortage
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah.
seems to be happening.
No more change.
Yeah. it
No
doesn't-
more change. Is this because of COVID? Why?
I just
why
feel like
is-
people don't want to touch
Yeah,
people's
it
change
is.
and cash.
Because why? They say we can't clean all the change, so we're not giving
I
out
think that
change.
I think that.
Because
Oh, go ahead.
handing items between people can transfer germs quickly. If a sick
Right.
person gives you change, you could get sick from it.
Yeah, I don't believe there's actually a change shortage. I think that people don't want to
People
deal
just
with your
stop
money.
But that's the
handling.
excuse, is
Right.
a change
We're out of change.
shortage. But
And-
that's a lie, then, that everyone's putting on their signs and their businesses.
Yeah. But if I was doing that,
But
I
the
would
bank
also,
is all the banks are lying too, then, because I saw all the banks have a sign saying, only this much change given to your businesses.
I mean, if it's going out
There's
and
a
not
change
coming
shortage.
back in,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Just
Yeah, that's true.
what's
I
happening.
think that's what it is.
That's
I think
exactly what it is.
I think
Yeah.
the change is ending up in people's houses.
right.
Yeah.
Because they're not spending
Spending.
it and
I am.
stores aren't accepting it.
Right.
because I'm a cash only person
You're
still,
off the grid.
and I constantly am still paying cash and still receiving handfuls of change.
Oh my God.
Even though everything is a sign saying please use exact change and no change given and all this stuff, it's like I just show up, give the 20, and I get all the change back.
Yeah, I
like
think-
3 or 4 times someone's been like, "Hey, can we round up?" And it's like, "Yeah, sure. Keep the 2 cents, like whatever."
Yeah. I've used cash once since March. One time.
Okay.
And it's only because my card fell out of my wallet in the car and I didn't realize it. I'm like, well, I'll get that later. So I have a 5 on me. And I did it. But I got the change back and the guy like threw it at me. And then like I took it, it was kind of weird. I wish it was kind of like in Japan where you put it on the tray.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I've
then
seen,
they take the tray and then they put it back on, then you take it off the tray.
I've seen a lot of
They should just do
U.S.
that.
businesses doing that.
Oh, really? I haven't seen them.
Not a lot. I've seen a few
Yeah, they should
go
start
to
that because they worked awesome in Japan.
taco shops. It was smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they do that just because of germs. Like I think,
Yeah.
Sure.
Which is
Fuck
awesome.
that. I am with you. It's only germs.
They must have had some shit happen in Japan. Because they were. Why is that funny?
Well, I've heard
take it
some
back.
history stories that you're right.
Yeah,
They
You
were
did.
ahead of the
Yeah.
curve. Like they were on the mask thing. They
Yeah.
were on the tray for your money. They were very anti-germ way before coronavirus hit.
Yeah.
So what's the epidemic history of Japan?
I think they're just a technology forward country.
also-
Well, they live on an island, so they probably get hit by illness way
Yeah.
harder.
I think also
Totally.
they are focused on like the good of like my fellow man, like the overall good of the country. They have a lot of that. Like same with New Zealand. I
Yeah,
felt
they
like
don't politicize
They are
it.
very like, I am good for my countrymen. Like, what do I need to do to save my country? Whereas this,
'Cause they're
in America,
shamed.
it's like, what do I need to do for me? Fuck
Yeah.
everyone else.
If you're lacking in a social
Definitely.
aspect in Japan,
how I
there's
feel.
shame. There's public shame for eating on the subway. There's public shame for littering. So the community doesn't do that.
yeah, and then like
here, there's no fucking shame.
yeah, like
if
you're gonna shame me. I don't give a fuck. You know,
yeah,
that's what it is
that's
here.
everyone's idea here. Yeah.
So
Public shame.
yeah. But I will say one last thing. If we do go down to code red, can't leave the house, I am way more set up. As I said, like I have like my brother let me borrow his like sweet computer, so I'm borrowing that for streaming. I have like, I have a game capture card so I can like stream from like my garage and do that stuff. Like I am ready to do, I'm ready this time. I was not last time at all. So you guys know like the internet troubles I had and like,
Oh, yeah.
it was a fucking nightmare. It sucked. But if we go back,
If we go down to Code Red, I am touring the country on my motorcycle.
ooh,
That's the whole reason I got a motorcycle was the roads were empty, and I thought this would be fun to ride a motorcycle on. And I
COVID
am
bike.
ready, baby.
yeah.
Sturgis, baby.
Oh, I heard Smash Mouth playing again.
That first month of no traffic was awesome.
I was like, I want to buy a motorcycle and tear these roads up.
there was like a
and I did it.
month and a half
yeah.
where I realized like, oh, I haven't gone out of like a mile radius of my house. Like I just went to the grocery
Yeah.
store and that was it for like a long time. It was weird. And then once I finally like got back on the freeway, I was like, oh man, yeah, it's been a minute since I've done this.
Oh, what? Did somebody say something?
Oh, I was gonna say real quick. If we go back to Code Red, I'm buying a bidet. You heard it here first.
Oh, wow.
smart
Wait,
man.
why wouldn't you just treat yourself now?
Yeah,
Johnny,
doing it.
why don't you buy a motorcycle if we go to Code Red? I'll teach you how to ride it.
Buying a
Fuck
bidet.
Charmin. He wants a bidet?
Yeah, that's his motorcycle.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of a motorcycle.
Yeah, Derek didn't use the bidet in Japan.
Yeah.
No.
I-
I used a Harley.
I used it and
Oh,
I
these are
liked it.
rad.
Yeah, I was a fan.
Yeah. I would be too.
I have to have a long conversation with you guys about what a bidet actually is, because I don't think you know.
Cleans
I
your
found out.
I
don't think you
got an
know.
idea. Listen to a lot of podcasts.
I don't think you know. It actually inserts a thing of water into your anal cavity.
When
Not into it, around it.
when I first
Yeah.
found
Right.
out what it
It'll
really
shoot
was,
up.
I'm like,
Exactly.
You can kind of
Exactly.
open. Howard will talk about how he kind of gulps it into his sphincter,
I don't know
and then
how
he
you do
spits
that.
it out. You can kind of like gulp it in and
that is
splash
so
it out.
fucking foul.
You know, the
You get clean as a
asshole
whistle.
is so much like a mouth when you really think about it.
Yeah.
It'll blow
Yeah.
your mind.
If you can control those muscles,
And we wash our mouths with toothbrushes. Why not? You know,
that's
spray some water up
that's
Is
next
there
level.
are there people out there that could taste with their butt?
Yeah, they do. beer
Richard
chugging.
Christie from we keep on Howard Stern. Howard Stern would put beer in his butt, and he would try to guess the beer that they put.
Oh,
in
this
his butt.
Michelob Ultra.
There's he was able to tell if it was like an amber.
Oh, this is champagne. I can tell.
there was a
That's
TikTok
awesome.
trend going around where they were
Yes.
saying you have taste buds on your testicles.
Yes,
So
I remember this.
There was all these fucking teens everyone said soy sauce. You can taste soy sauce.
You can
And
do
it'd be
It was a
I'll
meme.
try
Wait,
it out.
wait.
Hey,
there
next
was all
quarantine cast, I will report.
yes.
If
This
you can
happened on a
taste
bunch-
soy sauce with your testicles.
So
Derek,
there was all
this happened.
This footage of just like teens like, oh, like they were just like
no way.
trying off camera.
You're lying.
I don't
to me.
know.
do it. I'll do it.
You just
The-
you,
the
you hold
last
your
place-
dong up.
I
and
will
you
say
dip.
the last place that you want taste buds is your testicles. There's no way that's true.
Tastes like ass
No,
all the
first
time.
place.
Think
Sweat.
about it.
No.
Ew.
It's a psychological thing,
guys
but
smell it.
I think
there
it might
were
be.
there were a ton
So
of
many.
podcasts where they just framed it up to where you just saw the dude's head and he's like,
Oh,
"Oh wow."
No way.
But it's psychological because
Yeah.
you're thinking of soy sauce.
yeah, I'll put my foot in soy sauce. And
No.
taste it.
Oh, I might be thinking of soy sauce, but I don't taste it until my nuts hit.
yeah.
it.
I'm
I
gonna
can
do
taste it
this
now.
I'll do it, but I'm gonna try like my
I'll do
elbow
it.
first, and
All
then I'll try
right.
my foot, and then I'll try my nuts, and then I'll see which.
So, welcome to the new quarantine cast, everybody. We're
yeah.
gonna taste soy sauce with our nuts.
Yeah.
Right now, I taste tube steak smothered in underwear.
I think that's a good episode for now.
you're right. I think you're
We've
right,
kind of caught everybody up on what we've been doing since you last saw us. Just to reiterate, we will be returning with recorded episodes of Quarantine Cast, hosted by me and Johnny, with special guests today.
Who
Garrett,
we'll all
Sean.
rotate in.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
Who
you,
knows?
guys.
Next
no
time.
problem.
Yeah.
Stay safe, everybody. The pandemic is not over, unfortunately, but it will be soon if we all take care of each other.
Wear a mask.
That's right.
Go
Bye
Eric.
bye.